Forget the hotspot suburbs, YouTubers telling you where to buy, buyer's agents, and real estate magazines. AI is here. My entire newsfeed has been filled with ChatGPT over the last few weeks, so I wanted to try the AI revolution for myself and ask it some interesting questions about the property market and what's going on here in Australia in terms of real estate. To start ourselves off, let's ask where the best property investment location is here in Australia. The best property investment location in Australia can vary depending on factors such as the current state of the economy, population growth, and infrastructure development. Wise words from the AI. Some popular locations for property investment in Australia include major cities like Sydney, Melbourne, as well as regional areas with strong potential for growth, such as Queensland's Gold Coast. However, it's always best to do your own research and consult with a professional before making any investment decisions. Now, if you ask me, that sounds like quite a diplomatic approach to giving you property investment advice. And as it says here, it's best to do your own research and consult someone for your own personal advice, which is what pretty much every YouTuber says these days. So ChatGPT is on the money. We have big capital cities, which everyone knows in Sydney and Melbourne, and it's recommending the Gold Coast as a large regional area, which I don't think is that regional. But let's see what else we can find. I guess the next thing we'll ask is what capital growth location we should be looking for. So now we've asked where the strongest capital growth suburb is in Australia, and we're getting a very similar answer, which is talking about the economy, market conditions, and then mentioning Sydney and Melbourne again. Oh, here we go. Here's some further information we didn't know before. With high population growth or significant infrastructure development, this can also offer strong capital growth. So there you go. There's some things to look out for. Population growth and infrastructure, two things I talk about with Brisbane a lot and a lot of the other major regional locations that I quite like. It's always best to consult with a local real estate agent or property market expert to get a better understanding of the current market conditions and potential for capital growth within a specific area. Look, I don't think I'm quite sold just yet on the responses we're getting from ChatGPT. I was expecting a higher level of AI and a bit more detail in terms of the responses we would be getting, but let's see if we can probe a little bit more here or there, and then we'll throw it a worldly of a question. So we've asked about markets and we've asked about capital growth. Let's see if we can get some info about cash flow. So what's the best property to invest in for cash flow? The best property to invest in for cash flow can depend on the property type and rental demand. Generally, properties that are in high demand rental areas and have low vacancy rate are more likely to provide steady cash flow. Some popular property types for cash flow include single family rental, multi-unit properties, commercial properties, and student accommodation. However, it's always best to consult with a property market expert and do your own research. I love that ChatGPT is almost responding to every response by closing with, it's best to consult a professional advisor and do your own research, which is quite hilarious to me. But that was a pretty worthy of a response. Breaking down 4 key types of properties that you could invest in for cash flow. Single family rental, multi-unit properties including duplexes, triplexes, apartment buildings, which is exactly what we've done. Commercial properties, which is becoming ever popular given the high interest rate environment that we're in. And student accommodation, which has long been known as a great cash flowing deal. If you can get in near the universities and have that room by room rental, you know, you got to pay for internet. It's kind of like an Airbnb, but I think that's a great response compared to the investment locations. You know, we're starting to get somewhere here. So let's ask ChatGPT the real big question here, whether property is the right investment vehicle compared to other investment assets like shares or crypto. I'm interested to see the response. Property, stocks, or crypto, which has the greatest return? The potential return of investment, here we go, ROI, can vary greatly depending on the specific investment or market conditions. Property can provide steady and reliable return on investment through rental income and capital appreciation. Stocks can provide a higher potential return on investment than bonds or savings accounts, but they are also more risky. So it's saying stocks are more risky than those investments. Historically, the stock market has provided an average annual return of around 10%. However, returns can vary greatly. Crypto can provide a high potential return on investment compared to stocks or property, but it also considered one of the most risky investments. The crypto market is highly volatile, and the value of crypto can fluctuate dramatically in a short period of time. It's important to be aware of market conditions and do your own research before investing in crypto. Overall, it's essential to consider your risk tolerance and investing goals when choosing to invest. It's best to consult a financial advisor and diversify your portfolio. I mean, ChatGPT really puts together the basics. It gets together what you need if you have any basic questions. I'll go so far to say that you could almost write general questions you might have and you'll be able to get reasonable generic returns if you've got questions about specific property topics. Now, this is not going to change the market completely for me in terms of property, because I don't think AI has the potential to scan a property, understand a location specifically, understand the qualitative factors that really drive demand into a specific area. The thing is, property market is less inefficient than stocks or crypto, so I think there's much more potential for property to be a great way. I mean, real estate makes the most amount of millionaires out here in the world, and so I still think that property is the place for me to put my money going forward, and ChatGPT is not going to take over my investment decisions anytime soon. So if you want to know how my wife and I made over $50,000 passive income at age 27, we didn't even have ChatGPT at the time. So if you're interested in seeing all the numbers, both the income and all of the expenses associated with our property portfolio from a few years back, go check it out.